Hey everyone, Mike here from Mike X Collectibles. So, in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how you can identify whether or not these new Big Into Energy Labubus are actually authentic or not. Again, I received these two cases. This one here is unsealed because I opened it. But you can see here, this one is still sealed in the box. And just from the initial glance, they look authentic. They look like a regular box of Big Into Energy. And I've dealt with cases of Big Into Energy before, so I have a gauge right off the bat that, you know, this looks pretty legitimate to me. I did get these boxes from a whatnot seller. I'm not going to necessarily disclose the name right now because I am going to give the seller a benefit of the doubt. Because I don't know if that person actually knew they were selling fake Labubus. Because I will say, these fakes here are not necessarily fake, hard to spot when you look at the product itself, but more so the fact that if you're looking on on a Whatnot Live or on a TikTok Live, and all you're looking for is whether or not there's a QR code on it, you're going to be easily tricked. Because these boxes, all these boxes have a QR code on it, but without even opening up the Labubu, you could kind of already get a gauge whether or not you have a legitimate product or not. And it's going to be pretty simple once I kind of go through the process with you guys and showcase that to you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open these up. Now, again, these weren't like super cheap. They were still $360 a case. So that means that these Labubus are about $60 a Labubu. You know, so they're not basically, they're not cheap at all. In each one of these boxes, you're going to see that there is a QR code on the back. Now, typically in the past, whenever there is no QR code in the back of a Labubu box, that's how you know you have a fake Labubu. Just like right off the bat. And you see a lot of these fake Labubus in the malls, in some of these random stores where they're selling these boxes. Now, I would say, when you compare this box initially, you can feel the ridges on this. This feels super legitimate. There is just, you know, there's ridging. It's not like smooth or flat. There's actually ridging on all of this. So you feel texture on the whole box itself. So the box does come and feel like they are legit. To a person who hasn't been experienced with Labubus before, you're going to note that these are going to come off as authentic just from the texture of the box, feeling it, and just also seeing this there's a QR code. But let's go ahead and scan this QR code and see where this takes us. So without even doing anything on the side of opening the box to check the legitimacy of the Labubu from the quality of it, you're going to first go ahead and just take that QR code and just scan it. And right off the bat, you're going to see that the bottom takes you to this site called gsspopmart.com. And just right off that I'm going to say right now is not the right website. Okay, so when you actually click on this site here, it is going to take you to this anti-counterfeiting verification system, seemingly with an authentic PopMart logo on the top right hand side, and even having you enter 4-digit codes here. They're going to also have some information down here talking about, you know, the anti-counterfeit system, blah blah blah. Now, I will say right off the top that this site here is not the right site. gsspopmart.com is not correct. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab an authentic Labubu from PopMart that I have in my inventory, and we're going to go ahead and just compare that location of where that takes you. So now over here I have a box of Big Into Energy as well that I got from PopMart directly. Now, in this one here, we're going to scan the QR code. I'm going to see where that link takes us. And of the authentic Labubu, and notice right off the bat, it takes you to a different site called fwsy.popmart.com. So fwsy, see how it's popmart.com, .popmart.com. When you click on that website link, it's going to take you here to customer. Go ahead and click on anti-counterfeiting verification, and it takes you to this site here. Now, this site here, notice the bottom, it says m-gss.popmart.com. Okay, and again, going back to the previous one, gsspopmart.com is not the authentic place. So right off the bat, even though it's labeled logo as PopMart. And even so, when you actually scratch the QR code off and you enter the number, it is going to come out with verification. But it's not PopMart's verification. It is whoever, I'll be honest with you, these guys are getting smarter with their duplicates now, that they have their own verification system as well, where you scratch off the code here and you basically enter the 4 digits and it's going to verify. But again, the website is not PopMart's website. It's gsspopmart.com, not the same thing. A message here that in Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and overseas regions, the customer service page with the official domain name of m-gss.popmart.com. That's the official domain name. But these guys are so sophisticated that they actually update their message in their version here to reflect their site. And also, it doesn't have the m-, which is what they're saying here. But gsspopmart.com is not the right site. So right off the bat, even with the QR code, you can just tell what is authentic and what's not. Okay. So you do want to make sure that your Labubu is taking you to the right site. So there's that. The one thing we can do is also take a look at how long this domain has been up. And you can see gsspopmart.com. Again, it's the link where this QR code takes you to. You can see here that it was registered March 14th of this year. So really only, again, we're in July right now. So this was only created less than 4 months ago. And basically, you can see also expires in March 14, 2026. Now, the last time I checked, and well, did a little bit of research at least before making this video, that PopMart was established back in 2010. So it makes absolutely no sense. It has no relation to PopMart other than the fact that they have this GSS in front of this PopMart, but that is the domain name. So right off the bat, you know, these QR codes are getting more sophisticated. Whoever actually created this gsspopmart.com was able to create these QR codes, make everything look really legitimate, like the authentic one. You can see it on the right hand side is the real one, the left hand side is the fake one. And you can see that even with the PopMart on top of on the PopMart, there is the PopMart logos there. You see that on the real one? Even on the fake one here, you can see there is also PopMart on there. So these are really, really authentic. Just by the untrained eye, they're going to look exactly the same. But when you actually scan it, that's where things start taking a turn, and it's going to take you to a different site here. So you'll first see it's going to come up with this, verified generated by PopMart, give you the code. Points, you're going to see here that this is going to give you that authentication and make it seem like it's legit. So yeah, with these QR codes, you gotta be careful with them because they are highly sophisticated network of QR codes that they do have, and you know, it is gonna be one of those things that you guys have to be careful of. There's another box from the same person, from the same Whatnot dealer. Now this one here is have a seat, and in this one here, when I scan the QR code, it actually takes me to popmart.com. So this box here actually takes us to popmart.com, and if we go into counterfeit verification, it takes me there. But what the problem I have here is it says this. Again, this is PopMart's official site. It does take me to PopMart's official site. It says this anti-counterfeiting code has been identified multiple times. To ensure the safety of your shopping, please enter the anti-counterfeiting code for verification to protect your consumer rights. So this have a seat here. Seemingly, this sticker, or wherever they had used to basically create the sticker here, has been used before. So what they probably did is they took a legitimate have a seat box and just copied that QR code, and probably even with this, once we actually take off the gray piece of it, what we probably will find is that there is going to be probably the same code that was used by someone else. Okay, so you can see I just scratched off the QR code here, and 4404, you can see it's authenticated, but this code has been verified for many times. So again, this is the legitimate site. gss.popmart.com is a legitimate QR code, but the problem is that it's been verified for many times. Meaning this QR code has been used multiple times. Don't just buy Labubus based off of a QR code or taking someone's word for it. If you do receive a box, obviously check that link. Two things, right? Check it to make sure it's taken to gss.popmart. So that's one. Number two, make sure that QR code has not been used before. So if it's been used before, PopMart site is going to let you know that it's been used before, just as what we saw earlier. But let's go ahead and also open up this up. Again, when you actually open this up, it's going to open like the real one as well. When you put it open, it's going to have that red line, red tab underneath. So when you open, it's going to open all the way through. And we actually pop this open, you know, what you're going to find inside is you are going to find this this card in here as well. So the card in here, which by interesting, again, it's gonna come kind of bent, which I noticed on some of them. But the card again has kind of this hollowing effect on there, and you can see we got loyalty. Now let's take a look at loyalty. Let's rip this open. So another way to look at the authenticity of your Labubu is also at the product itself. So boom, you take it out here, and you can see boom. There is loyalty. It has the glitters in the eyes. You know, it does have also 3, 6, 9 teeth. You can also see PopMart in the bottom. Okay. So everything off the bat is going to come off as legit. It's going to come off as real. But, again, when you go here, in the Big Into Energy, they do have these QR codes here. And if you scan the QR code, again, it takes you to gsspopmart.com, and it's going to basically show up here. It's in Chinese, but let's just switch it to English. Verify. So now it says Pow Pow certified products. So Pow Pow is also, what is that? That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing as PopMart. Again, you're gonna, and I do have authentic Labubu on the side here, so we're gonna take a look at that as well. But right off the bat, this is, I would say, a high quality fake. This one here actually is not. You can see. At least they do have 9 teeth, which is kind of interesting. But you're going to notice certain things about these fakes that is going to make it a little bit revealing. Now, PopMart is, I would say, the quality of true PopMart products are really, really good. But off the bat, you're going to notice just certain things. Like right here on the nose, you're going to tell there's some paint that's chipped off. That shouldn't happen. On the teeth, you're going to see, this one is actually the teeth, the paint job isn't too bad, but on the teeth itself. I'll show you the other one I have. But you just notice, see the yellow line for the mouth? It's off of the line. That line should be over here, where that edge is. See that right there? The toes. Check out the toes. Let me show you guys here. The toes themselves, that's just a bad paint job on the toe. It doesn't reach to the edge. See, it's just like floating in the air, right? So that's not right either. Okay, now I'm going to grab the other one that I opened up as well, which also has, which is also the fake, which is the first box I showed you guys. That showed. You can see here, right off the bat, look at the paint job on this. See the teeth? See how that paint is like kind of off the teeth on the edges? It's like, it's very messy. See that? Right? There's that again. The paint in the toes don't go all the way. That's another thing. Again, if you're just going by the teeth, they've again caught on that, hey, people are saying we need a QR code and we need 9 teeth, and that's it. That's how people pass it. Well, they started making it now, like that nowadays. So quality on these are better. I mean, again, these qualities of these Lafufus are better than what they were. I'll show you some of the older ones we got. My wife and my sister have been collecting Labubus for quite some time, so I've been in the game for a good amount of time. Here is one of the Labubus that we have. This is actually my sister's. You can see, look at the quality on this. So let's just take a look at the quality of this paint job. The paint job on the teeth are really, really fine. Everything is perfectly inside the triangles. The toes, that paint goes all the way to the edge, and it's actually much wider. It goes basically the whole toe. Notice the bottom pop mark casing. Look at that. You see that? Check out these. The pop mark does come off pretty well, but look at the bottom. The casing is not as in depth as the other one. So there's that, right? So another big red flag is just the imprints here. Okay. And then in general, these pop marks, these guys are just also a little bit bigger. They're a little fatter and wider in the face. They're more wider in the face. So you can see that here. And maybe this one looks actually not too bad. But this one here, you could kind of tell it's a little bit wider than anything else. A little bit flatter. The material and the feel of the fur is a little different. This is a lot more refined, softer. This is a little bit more on the coarser side of things as well. So notice also the paint on the nose. See how the nose isn't painted all the way, whereas this nose is pretty much, you can see, it's painted all the way around. So the nose itself, you can see a little bit smaller in the paint. Does it go all the way to the edge, whereas this one goes all the way around to the edge, right? So now some of you guys may be thinking, oh, you could hold like a blue light to the bottom. Now that doesn't work for these Big Into Energies. They don't have that. That was only for have a seat. But just so you know, if you look at Big Into Energy, those are kind of the main things you guys want to look at. So pretty much, again, the QR code is going to be a huge dead giveaway. Don't just rely on seeing a QR code be on the box and that's it, and you don't check anymore. Make sure you check it. It should take you to that m-gss.popmart.com. And that M in the M dash piece of it is basically meaning it's mobile. If you're on your phone, you check it. Most people are on their phones. So I'm going to show up as that link. So you got to make sure that the QR code takes you to gss.popmart and not gsspopmart.com. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, when you open up a Popmart, the Popmart items should be of high quality. They shouldn't be, the paint job shouldn't be so messy. Okay, but again, this I would say is a much better Lafufu than what they've been having previously. Like we have some of the other ones. I have some of the other ones here. So wait, I mean, these are have a seats, and you can see have a seats. You know, the teeth back then they had this 10 teeth here. 10 teeth here. The paint job is just totally whack. It's just way too wide for have a seat. So you can see these are the have a seat ones, and this is what a legitimate have a seat one looks like. Look at the differences in quality, right? This one looks kind of derpy. This one looks real legit, right? So again, also looking at the bottom, you can see these, the actual imprints are deep. These, they didn't even put effort back in the days for these these fake ones here. Hopefully this gives you some good insight on what's real, what's fake. And I do know some of you guys out there are Lafufu collectors. So again, if you guys are looking for Lafufus, you know, just note that you are gonna be able to find a lot more, I guess, more realistic Lafufus out there, but you do just want to be cautious for those who do want a good quality Labubu and the real thing. Make sure you're buying from the right places. You know, make sure you're buying from Popmart. Make sure you're buying from trusted sellers. You know, at Mike X Collectibles here, I do sell legitimate, genuine, 100% authentic Labubus. And again, I'm at a loss here because I got 2 cases of Labubus that I can't sell. I'm obviously reaching out to the sellers to see if I could get my money back, because again, I was misled to think that these were legitimate Labubus. But hey, at least it gave us content to make for this video, and I think hopefully this video helps you. So go ahead, hit that like button down below, like and subscribe if you got something out of this video. Hopefully you have a better idea of what to look for as you're going through your journey of collecting your Labubus. Labubus are a very hot topic right now. Everyone's selling it on whatnot, on TikTok, on all these different places. But just be smart about it. Just be, you know, when you do buy an item, just maybe buy one of them and just see if you're able to, you know, just make sure the legitimacy of the product. Now, if you've enjoyed watching this video and learned something from it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think I should do with these Lafufus that I have. I basically have 2 cases of them. So about 12, and then we've opened 2, so 10 Lafufus. Yeah, I would never sell these, so I would never take a penny for any of these. So you know, maybe we do a giveaway on the channel and give it to folks. But let me know in the comments down below what you think I should do with all these Lafufus, and we'll go from there. Again, my name is Mike from Mike X Collectibles, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching this video and learning something, hopefully, about Labubus and Lafufus. Alright, so hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.